What's good guys, it's your boy Rekt, and today I'm bringing you a patch 6.2.3 Balanced Druid PvP guide. In this video, I'm going to go through what the specialization is, what talents to pick, and which ones are optimal for what PvP scenario you're in, whether 2v2 arenas, 3v3, 5v5, or battlegrounds, what glyphs to run with in most cases, and also what gear is best to put in slot for Balanced Druid. Also after that, going to go through your stat priority, and after that I'm going to go through what your main spells are, which will fall under your rotation, and also give you a few tricks and tips in PvP. So hopefully you enjoy this video, so just sit back, relax, and take as much information as you can. It's your boy Rekt, and enjoy. First up is our specialization, which is balance. You get Moonkin form, which is the best form to be in while in PvP combat, because it gives you 200% extra armor, and it gives you a 10% damage increase to all your spells. And it also grants your party members 550 mastery, which is all these are all passives. So it's the best form to be in while in any PvP situation, unless you're trying to kite. Then you've got Wrath and Starfire, which are your basic casting damage dealing abilities. Then you've got Eclipse, which you have to manipulate and work around, which is a passive, which you have to know whether you're in Lunar or Solar, and you have to work around your Wrath and Starfire. Is our primary talents. For tier 15 we've got Feline Swiftness, which is a passive, 15% movement increase. Then you've got Displace a Beast, which is on a 30-second cooldown. It acts like a blink because it teleports the druid forward by 20 yards, activates cat form, and increases movement speed by 50% for 4 seconds. Then you've got Wild Charge, which is on a 15-second cooldown and grants movement abilities that vary by shapeshift form. In this tier, I'd recommend Displace a Beast from all the others, and second from Displace a Beast, I would say Wild Charge. Never take Feline Swiftness in PvP. Ready, we've got Ysera's Gift, which is on a passive that heals the druid 4% of maximum health every 5 seconds. If the druid's at full health, a random nearby ally will be healed instead. Then we've got Renewal, that is on a 2-minute cooldown that instantly heals the druid for 30% of their maximum health and is usable in any shapeshift form. We've then got Cenarian Ward, that's on a 30-second cooldown that protects a friendly target for 30 seconds. Any damage taken will consume the ward and heal the target for a certain amount of healing over 6 seconds. In this tier, I'd recommend Ysera's Gift. Second from Ysera's Gift, I'd recommend Cenarian Ward, but Cenarian Ward can be dispelled off you. Never take Renewal as Balanced Druid in PvP, unless you're in a very specific PvP situation, but the go-to is Ysera's Gift. It's tier 45. We've got Fairy Swarm, which is an instant 35-yard range. It prevents any stealthing classes from going back into stealth, and you can cast it in any shapeshift form. You've got Mass Entanglement, which is on a 30-second cooldown. That is pretty much an AoE route. Then you've got Typhoon, which is on a 30-second cooldown and is a knockback, which knocks back any targets that are in 15-yard range. There isn't any go-to talent for this because they're all for this tier because they're all valuable, and it all depends on what PvP situation you're in or your playstyle. So pick any that you feel is comfortable for you. I go for Fairy Swarm unless I'm going up against different comps. 60, we've got Soul of the Forest, which is a passive 15% damage increase of your Lunar and Solar empowerment. You've then got Incarnation, which is on a 3-minute cooldown, which is an improved Moonkin form that increases all your damage by 15%, and this lasts for 30 seconds. Then you've got Force of Nature, which allows you to summon a maximum of 3 Terrans, which are on a 20-second recharge, and these Terrans last for 15 seconds and deal a specific amount of damage depending on how much gear you've got. The go-to for this tier is Incarnation or Force of Nature. It all depends on your playstyle, and just go for what suits you. Tier 75, we've got Incapacitating Roar, which is on a 30-second cooldown. This is a crowd controlling ability that incapacitates enemies within 10 yards for 3 seconds. We've then got Ysera's Vortex, which is on a 1-minute cooldown that conjures a vortex of wind for 10 seconds, and if enemies in that vortex try to escape the vortex, they get pulled back in it, and enemies within the vortex get slowed for 50%. We've then got Mighty Bash, which is on a 50-second cooldown, and this is pretty much a 5-second stun and is usable in any shapeshift form. The best talent to choose on this tier is all up to your playstyle. I just simply go for Mighty Bash because it's an easy and longer CC ability, and it all depends on what situation you're in, so choose whichever you feel like going for. For 90, we've got Heart of the Wild, which is on a 6-minute cooldown. When activated, this dramatically improves the Druid's ability to tank, deal melee damage and heal. We've also got Dream of Cenarius, which is a passive. At Lunar and Solar Peak, causes Moonfire and Sunfire to heal an injured ally for a specific amount of healing, depending on what your gear scales to. We've then got Nature's Vigil, which is on a 1.5-minute cooldown, and for 30 seconds all single target healing and damaging spells and abilities also heal a nearby friendly target based on the amount of damage done. 20% for heals and 40% for damage spells. The go-to for this tier is Nature's Vigil because it's on a shorter cooldown and it gives you small utility, helping you support your allies and heal them passively. Then you've got second from that is Heart of the Wild, but this is on a longer cooldown, but it's more specific than Nature's Vigil. If you know you're going to be the main target in a short arena match, I'd say go for Heart of the Wild, and if you know you're going to be damaging people pretty quickly and killing them pretty quickly, so Nature Vigils is the best for this tier. For tier 100, you've got Euphoria, which is a passive that reduces the balance energy cycle time by 50%. Additionally, your lunar and solar empowerments also reduce the cast time of affected spells by 20%. You've then got Stellar Flare, which is a 40-yard damaging spell, which pretty much puts a heavy dot on your target, and the damage that dot deals depends on your gear. Balance of Power, which you align the power of moon and stars, so your direct damage spells re-energize your damage over time effects. Starfire extends the duration of Moonfire by 6 seconds. Your Wrath extends the duration of Sunfire by 4 seconds. Also increase the damage over time of your Moonfire and Sunfire by 10%. This pretty much increases your dot duration. The go-to for this tier is Euphoria because that reduced energy cycle time by 50% really helps you increase your lunar and solar eclipse cycles, and also the affected cast time reduction by 20% really improves your speed and your damage output as a balanced druid. So Euphoria is the best go-to talent for tier 100. As for major glyphs, I'd recommend Glyph of Barkskin. This reduces the chance you'll be critically hit by 25% while Barkskin is active. I'll then recommend Glyph of Shape Mender, which each time you activate a shapeshift form, you are healed for 5% of your maximum health. This effect cannot occur more than once every 5 seconds. Then it's a bit of a toss-up between the Glyph of Cyclone, which increases the range of your Cyclone spell by 5 yards, or Glyph of Entangling Roots, which reduces the cast time of your Entangling Roots by 0.5 seconds. So these are the main glyphs. The minor glyphs are all cosmetic, so if you don't like the appearance of your Moonkin form, I'd recommend Glyph of Stars, which your Moonkin form now appears as Astral form, conferring all the same benefits, but appearing as an astrally enhanced version of your normal humanoid form. So you won't have the Moonkin form, you're just gonna have your whatever race you are form, but looking a bit blue. You've then got Glyph of Untamed Stars, which your Starfall and Sunfall now hit all enemies within 40 yards. This is amazing for AoE if you're doing big PvP fights like Asheran, or if you're doing large battlegrounds. It's not very good for arenas because you might break your allies' CC, but it's pretty good for spread AoE damage. Then Glyph of Stag is if you want people to mount you while you're in stag form. So that's it for your major and minor glyphs. When it comes to gearing for the balanced druid, I personally would go for the 4-piece set. So for the head, I'll go for the Woman Gearing Gladiators Dragonhide Helm, which is 235 Mastery and 235 Multi-Strike. When it goes for the hands, I'll go for the other set bonus hands, which are Woman Gearing Gladiators Dragon Hide Gloves, which give me 176 critical strike and 176 mastery. When it goes to the legs, I'll do the same, go for the set bonus legs, which are Woman Gearing Gladiators Dragon Hide Leg Guards, which give me 235 critical strike and 235 haste. For the shoulders, I'll go again for the set bonus, Woman Gearing Gladiators Dragon Hide Boulders, 176 haste, 176 multi-strike. When it comes to the feet, this is where I start to stack versatility. I would personally get the Woman Gearing Gladiators Boots of Victory, because they've got 163 versatility and 169 mastery. Either that, I'll get the Woman Gearing Gladiators Boots of Victory, which give 189 critical strike and 163 haste. And when it comes to the rings, I'll get the critical strike and haste ring, and I'll also get the critical strike and multi-strike ring. For the trinkets, I'll get the versatility trinket, which gives me 389 versatility, and when I do damage, I have a chance to gain 1104 versatility for 20 seconds. I would also get the freedom trinket with versatility. So this then leads to enchants. I would enchant all my gear, all my pieces with mastery, unless I want to specifically increase my versatility by a certain percentage. That's when I would enchant maybe a ring with versatility. But the main enchants to go for are Gifts of Mastery on the rings and Gifts of Mastery on the cloak and neck, and Mark of the Bleeding Hollow on the weapon. And this then leads to the stat priority. Balanced Druid stat priority patch 6.2.3 would be obviously intellect, then mastery, then either versatility or haste, then critical strike, then multi-strike. So it all depends whether you want to stack haste or versatility. I personally stack versatility because it really flows in with my playstyle. So that's it for patch 6.2.3 Balanced Druid gearing. Alright, when it comes down to the main abilities for Balanced Druid, we've got Wrath, which is a 1.8 second cast. We've got Moonfire or Sunfire, which is your damage over time instant ability. You've got Starfire, which is a 2.72 cast. And you've got your 3 Star Surge charges, instant casts. So, all these abilities, these are your main damaged abilities, will be affected by your balance cycle, whether you're in Lunar Eclipse or Solar Eclipse. So here's a quick demonstration of your rotation. First off, you're going to put out your Moonfire, then put your Star Surge, then start your Starfire casting when you're in Lunar Empowerment or Solar Empowerment. Then again, put your Sunfire out, Star Surge, and put your Wrath. So increased cast time due to the full piece bonus, and so on and so forth. You just Moonfire or Sunfire, then Star Surge, then Starfire or Wrath. So that's pretty much your rotation as Balanced Druid. If you're out of Star Surges, you can cast Entangling Roots, and there you go. You get an instant Star Surge proc. Alright, as for tips and tricks in PvP situations, you want to make sure you always have your rejuvenation app up. This will help you just passively heal all the amount of damage you're receiving. And what you're gonna have to do, depending on what class you're playing against, if it's ranged classes, you have to make sure you line of sight the attackers and just dip out, do damage, then line of sight them either from behind an object or range them. Just get out of range from them, get back, dip back in, do your damage, root them, CC them, burst them, and that's pretty much how you're going to play as a Balanced Druid. You can try and tank them down, but it's a lot safer to line of sight players and just stay out of range sometimes, especially if they're bursting you. But that's pretty much it. Keep your rejuvenation up, line of sight them, dip into range, do damage, dip out of range to line of sight their damage if they're casters, or slow them, root them if they're melee, and that's it. That's pretty much how you're gonna survive as a Balanced Druid. And also you can cyclone them, CC them, and heal yourself. So that's pretty much all I can say for a few tips and tricks as a balanced druid, but otherwise PvP situations are quite different. There isn't an exact rotation or exact playstyle for PvP. So just hopefully this video helps you, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more balanced druid content. It's your boy Rect, and thanks for watching my video. Peace.